Have you ever realized that true personal change often makes those around you uneasy? They won't openly admit it, of course. Instead, they mask their discomfort with humor, offer advice disguised as concern, or fall into awkward silences when you speak on deeper matters. Yet beneath it all, the reality is straightforward. Your mental growth threatens their comfort zone, and no one enjoys being forced to face their own complacency. Maybe you are experiencing this exact scenario right now. You've begun thinking differently, behaving differently, and perhaps even questioning things you once accepted without hesitation. Suddenly, you feel isolated, misunderstood, judged. What nobody told you, and what nature understood long ago, is that this is the price of cultivating a powerful mind. Not just any power, but a strength so genuine and intense that it unsettles others. It frightens them. It silently exposes the weaknesses of those still operating on autopilot. Why does this occur? Because a truly potent mind challenges collective mediocrity. Nature made it clear. When you choose to think independently, establish your own values, and abandon the comforting illusion of pre-packaged truths, you become a threat. Dangerous to the system, to others, and most of all, to your former self. This message is not for the comfortable or those seeking easy solutions. It is for those weary of being prisoners to their insecurities. Standing on the edge of an internal rupture, ready to construct something indestructible. A mind unmanipulable, one that terrifies simply by refusing to bow. If you are prepared for this arduous, solitary, yet transformative journey, continue watching. Nature's lessons will confront you, but they also hold the power to liberate. After this, your perspective will never be the same. Nietzsche was more than a philosopher. He was a surgeon of the human soul. Courageous enough to peer into existence's abyss and not just face it, but immerse himself in it. Within that inner chaos, which most avoid, he discovered the wellspring of true strength. Nature teaches that transformation doesn't arise from peace, stability, or order, but from pain, from falling, from chaos. He famously wrote, "You need to have chaos inside you to give birth to a dancing star." This is not merely poetic, it is a psychological diagnosis, to forge an unshakable mind. Comfort, superficial motivation, and positive affirmations are insufficient. True power emerges when you face suffering head-on, when you stop pleading for an easier life and start wishing for greater resilience. Reflect on your own growth. Was it during moments of ease or amidst destruction, disorientation, and the need to rebuild yourself with your own hands? Nietzsche viewed suffering not as a flaw of existence, but as its essential driving force. He didn't romanticize pain. He approached it as a tool. If you can shift your perception of pain, failure, and loneliness, you start to forge something rare, an unconquerable spirit. And it's precisely in this inner fortitude that the world begins to notice and often to react. While most flee from chaos, you learn to navigate it. While the masses crave normalcy, you strive for greatness. Yet this transformation demands a complete rupture with conventional ideas of strength. True strength isn't about perpetual smiles or performing emotional control. It's about enduring the unbearable and emerging on the other side more formidable than before. But chaos alone is not sufficient. Without an inner anchor, the storm will destroy you. That is why Nietzsche's philosophy reaches its pinnacle when he kills God, placing the full weight of existential responsibility squarely on your shoulders. When there is no divine sky to gaze at, you must create your own universe from within. If this resonates, subscribe to the channel. Your support matters. When Nietzsche declared, "God is dead," it wasn't a celebration, it was a warning. The death of God represents the end of illusions. There is no higher power managing your life, no preordained plan, no external justification for suffering. Up until this realization, it was easy to outsource responsibility, to comfort yourself with the belief that everything happens for a reason. Nature strips this illusion away, confronting you with the undeniable truth: you are alone. There's no ready-made meaning. You are now the creator of your own life. This is where a powerful mind begins to take shape. Most collapse when faced with the vastness of solitude, with no manual, no guarantees, no one to blame. But those courageous enough to endure without breaking, start forging an unshakable consciousness. With the death of God comes radical freedom. You no longer follow rules, you create values. You do not obey, you transcend yourself. Brutal autonomy arises, and with it, immense responsibility. Everything depends on you. No absolution, no salvation. Either you construct your existence, or you falter. Yet within this terrifying freedom lies the greatest power. Understanding that no one will save you ignites a fire inside. It compels independent thought, self-reliant emotion, and action guided by your own convictions. In this rupture with reliance on external crutches, nature sets the stage for a new form of being, a human unbound by herd mentality, free from external approval, guided solely by self-created morality. This being, called the Übermensch or Overman, becomes the focus of the next stage. To build an unbreakable mind, you must understand the principles that govern this extraordinary existence. Living above conventions and directed only by your own will to power. Nietzsche did not believe in humanity's slow, passive evolution. He championed rupture, radical transformation, and creative destruction. This is why he introduced the concept of the Übermensch, the Overman. The Übermensch is not a superhero or someone with supernatural powers. He is a human who has overcome all that restrains ordinary people: guilt, blind obedience, herd morality, and the craving for acceptance. The Übermensch does not seek validation or ask permission to exist. Instead, he constructs his own internal laws and lives by them. Even if this places him in opposition to the entire world, this very resistance forges a mind that cannot be broken. It is unshakable precisely because it is independent of external approval. Self-sufficiency is the cornerstone of this state. The Übermensch draws strength from his own will to power, the deep impulse to shape reality according to his vision. Here lies the crucial distinction. The Übermensch does not adapt to the world. He imposes meaning upon it. He does not chase comfort, but pursues greatness. He does not ask, "Is this allowed?" but "Is this worthy of me?" This shift in perspective transforms thought, action, and emotion. However, the path to the Übermensch demands sacrifice. You must relinquish the parts of yourself that crave approval. You must confront the isolation and pain that accompany self-determined existence. You will bear the burden of building your identity from scratch, without applause, validation, or safety nets. Most people cannot endure this challenge. They retreat into pre-existing beliefs, dogmas, and rules authored by others. The path to the Übermensch is solitary, and Nietzsche recognized this. He himself lived on the fringes, often misunderstood, labeled insane, separated from the society he sought to enlighten. Yet it was in isolation that he found true freedom. The stronger your mind becomes, the further you drift from the herd. The higher you ascend. This journey toward mental strength carries another inevitable consequence: solitude. To become unshakable, you must learn to walk alone, and very few are prepared for that. Nietzsche emphasized that individuals must resist being overwhelmed by the tribe. In doing so, loneliness and fear are natural companions. But no price is too high for self-possession, the rarest and most potent achievement anyone can attain. When you truly possess yourself, no one else can control you. Your worth is no longer dictated externally, and no one can bring you down. Yet this possession comes with sacrifice. People will be lost. Misunderstandings will multiply. You will hear whispers labeling you as arrogant, strange, or distant. Others will try to pull you back into conformity, calling you cold, ruthless, or insane. This is the price of remaining undomesticated, the cost of refusing applause, and the consequence of rejecting a life built as a mirror of other people's needs. True freedom cannot exist without abandonment. You must relinquish emotional crutches, comfortable illusions, and friendships based purely on convenience. Nietzsche regarded solitude as a privilege, a battlefield where the authentic self can emerge. As the free spirit begins to separate from the masses, clarity and insight emerge. With solitude comes the second unavoidable effect, confrontation with mediocrity. As your strength grows, the collective mediocrity becomes aware of it, and it reacts. The world does not pursue those who blend in. It challenges those who dare to stand out. Nietzsche did not fear tyrants or overt oppressors. His concern was the insidious, pervasive power of collective mediocrity, the invisible system that levels everyone down, punishes independent thinking, rewards obedience, and glorifies cowardice as virtue. True tyranny is not always imposed from above, it often comes laterally, from peers and the crowd. When you begin to stand out, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your spirit, you disturb the status quo. This discomfort arises not because of wrongdoing, but because your actions are rare, unorthodox, and challenging. Society resists those who break molds. Collective mediocrity cannot tolerate brilliance because it exposes the darkness and emptiness of ordinary life. Nietzsche described this as slave morality, a value system created by those unable to achieve greatness. Strength becomes arrogance, ambition selfishness, and independence coldness. The weak do not seek salvation. They seek to destroy the strong. When you begin liberating yourself, attacks will come, not always direct, but subtle. Glances, irony, silence. The message is implicit. Return to the group. Your existence makes us feel small. The stronger you become, the more the herd resists, and the more essential your discomfort becomes. Your very difference becomes a spark of transformation, but also the target of opposition. To think independently, live autonomously, and cultivate strength is to declare war on mediocrity. And like any war, preparation is essential. The weapons are not physical, they are mental. Asterisk, there is a significant cost to developing a mind so strong it intimidates. But the rewards are equally undeniable. Those who endure this path acquire something no one can ever take away. Nietzsche's philosophy is uncompromising. To cultivate unbreakable strength, one must confront discomfort and embrace it as a tool for growth. Many viewers would have turned away at the first provocation, fleeing from ideas that challenge their comfort. They would have closed the video at the first pang of unease, preferring superficial reassurance over confronting reality. Yet if you have made it this far, you are already set apart. You are willing to see beyond illusions, ready to confront the harsh truths that the majority avoids. Building a mind that commands respect and inspires fear is not a casual choice. It is a renunciation. Along this path, you will lose. Friendships based on superficiality will dissolve. Opportunities contingent upon submission will vanish. Your ability to accept mediocrity or small victories will be stripped away. In exchange, however, you gain the priceless assets of clarity, integrity, and presence. You begin to notice the slumber in which most people exist. Your lucidity unsettles others. Your firmness instills fear. Your absence resonates louder than the presence of many. True strength is cultivated internally, not externally. It is not learned from self-help books, motivational speeches, or empty affirmations. It is excavated from the depths of the soul, in the quiet of difficult nights, in choices made away from the eyes of the world. It arises from the internal conflict between who you were and who you are becoming. And this struggle is ongoing. The truly strong are not those who have conquered everything. They are those who continue fighting, even when they could stop. Nietzsche did not intend to produce followers. He sought to provoke inner upheavals. His goal was to end the craving for external approval, to eliminate the search for pre-made meaning, and to demonstrate that genuine power can only be built through conscious effort, awareness, and resilience. Nietzsche's ideal human is dangerous. Not through violence, but in rarity so rare that mere existence forces others to confront themselves. The challenge to embody such strength begins by claiming your voice, declaring your presence, and refusing to bend. If this video has stirred something within you, take the next step. Express a truth you've hidden, an opinion you've been afraid to voice, or a thought that isolates you but represents your authentic self. This act is part of the journey, asserting yourself, declaring autonomy, and refusing conformity. As you continue along this path, it becomes clear that the stronger you grow, the lonelier you will feel. This solitude is not always self-imposed. It emerges naturally as the world struggles to comprehend your presence. Nietzsche explained that the free spirit one who rejects easy truths, refuses common morality, and thinks independently inevitably distances itself from the herd. And this distance is painful. Yet this pain is necessary, because authentic growth requires space. True transformation cannot occur while bound to the expectations, judgments, or comfort of others. Most people live under an invisible tyranny, where thoughts are policed, actions measured, and conformity rewarded. They move together as a herd, finding security in shared opinion and collective habits. Nature, however, proposes a radically different course. It pulls you from this comfort and casts you into the desert of self-reliance. In this barren landscape, there are no applause, no guidance, and no external affirmation, only you, your fears, your doubts, your traumas, and the desire to give up. Here, the real test begins. Most will flee. They will retreat behind masks, pretending not to feel, not to think, not to see. But if you aim to become unbreakable, you must remain. You must endure the silence that exposes your true self. Nietzsche stated, "The individual must always struggle not to be overwhelmed by the tribe." If you try, you will often feel lonely and sometimes scared. But no price is too high to pay for possessing yourself. That is the essence, the possession of oneself. This possession is the rarest and most profound achievement. When you truly own yourself, no one else can dictate your worth or control your choices. However, this self-possession comes with consequences. People will misunderstand you. They will accuse you of arrogance, distance, or coldness. They will attempt to pull you back into conformity, but the price of refusing domestication is unavoidable. If you cannot tolerate solitude, you are not yet ready for freedom. True autonomy requires abandonment of emotional crutches, comforting illusions, and convenient but shallow relationships. Nietzsche viewed solitude as a battlefield, a privileged space where the authentic self emerges, ready to confront the world on its own terms. As your mind strengthens and your spirit rises, a second inevitable effect emerges: confrontation with mediocrity. The collective mediocrity around you senses your growth and reacts. The world does not challenge those who conform, it challenges those who stand out. Nietzsche did not fear tyrants, dictators, or overt oppressors. He warned against the subtle corrosive power of collective mediocrity. This invisible system maintains everyone at a manageable level, punishing independent thought, rewarding obedience, and glorifying cowardice as virtue. True tyranny often arises laterally from peers and society itself, not from above. When you begin to stand out, sharpen your mind, and fortify your spirit. You disturb the comfortable, not because you are doing wrong, but because you are doing something exceptional. You are breaking molds, and society despises those who do. Collective mediocrity cannot tolerate brilliance because it exposes the darkness of ordinary life. Nietzsche called this slave morality, a moral system invented by those who could not achieve greatness. In their envy, they invert values, casting strength as arrogance, ambition as selfishness, and independence as coldness. The weak do not wish to be saved. They want the strong to be diminished. When you begin to liberate yourself, attacks emerge. Sometimes subtle looks, silences, irony. Sometimes direct. The implicit message is clear: return to the group. Your existence makes us feel small. Yet this is precisely why your difference is valuable. Your uniqueness is both a spark of transformation and the target of resistance. Living strongly, thinking freely, and creating autonomously is an act of war against collective mediocrity. And like any war, preparation is essential. The weapons are mental, resilience, clarity, and unwavering self-possession. The path of the strong is not one of convenience. Every act of self-assertion, every step outside conformity, demands readiness for resistance. While the masses cling to comfort and repetition, you must embrace challenge. Your presence alone disrupts habitual mediocrity, shaking those who have accepted a life of safe, unexamined routines. Nietzsche made it clear that societal opposition is not a punishment, it is proof of growth. The stronger and freer you become, the more uncomfortable you make the herd. And that discomfort is necessary. The development of a mind so strong that it frightens comes with a high cost, but also with an incomparable reward. Nietzsche's philosophy underscores that those willing to confront discomfort, challenge illusions, and endure resistance gain something permanent: integrity, clarity, and presence. Most people abandon such paths at the first sign of unease, preferring contentment and conformity over truth. Yet if you have followed this far, you are already set apart. You are ready to see reality unflinchingly, to confront truths that the majority avoids. Constructing a mind that is feared and respected is not merely a choice. It is a renunciation. You will lose friendships based on superficiality, opportunities contingent upon obedience, and the ability to tolerate mediocrity. But what you gain cannot be taken: unshakable self-possession, the clarity to see the world as it is, and the capacity to act from your own will. You will notice the slumber in which most people dwell. Your lucidity will unsettle them, your resolve will shake them, and your absence will echo louder than the presence of many. True strength arises from within, not from external teachings or hollow affirmations. It is forged in the quiet nights of reflection, in choices unseen by the world. It is born of the internal struggle between who you were and who you are becoming. This struggle is ongoing because the strong do not cease to fight. They persevere even when victory is already within reach. Nietzsche did not seek to create followers, he sought to provoke internal upheaval. He wanted individuals to stop seeking validation, to stop pleading for meaning, and to build power from their own awareness, effort, and resilience. The rare and dangerous human Nietzsche envisioned is not violent in the conventional sense, but so exceptional that his mere existence compels others to confront their own avoidance. Claiming your voice, expressing hidden truths, and refusing to bend are essential steps in this journey. If this video resonates, you are invited to assert yourself, share a thought or opinion you have long hidden. By doing so, you declare your autonomy, your presence, and your unwillingness to conform. This is a small but critical act of the mental fortification that prepares you for the challenges of life as a free and powerful individual. As your mind strengthens and your autonomy grows, you begin to confront the uncomfortable truth of collective mediocrity. Society is designed to maintain conformity, rewarding obedience and punishing those who think differently. When you start to rise above this, you disturb the equilibrium, not because you are doing wrong, but because your existence is rare and unorthodox. Nietzsche described this as the struggle against slave morality, a system created by those unable to reach greatness, who invert values to protect their own weakness. Strength becomes arrogance, ambition becomes selfishness, independence becomes coldness. The weak do not seek improvement, they seek to suppress the capable. This is why resistance will meet you at every turn. It may appear as subtle disapproval, ironic glances, whispers of judgment, or the pressure to conform. The message is implicit: return to the herd. Your presence makes us feel small. Yet this opposition is not merely a challenge. It is proof of your growth. The stronger your mind and the clearer your vision, the more disruptive you become. Your uniqueness sparks transformation, but also draws resistance. Living freely, thinking independently, and acting autonomously is an act of war against the mediocrity of the collective. Like any war, it demands preparation. Your weapons are mental, resilience, self-knowledge, and unshakable clarity. The journey toward unbreakable mental strength is not one of convenience. Every act of self-assertion, every refusal to conform, comes at a cost. While the masses cling to comfortable repetition, you embrace challenge. Your very presence disrupts habitual mediocrity, exposing the weaknesses and illusions in ordinary lives. Nietzsche saw this confrontation not as punishment, but as evidence of growth. The discomfort you provoke in others is necessary. It is proof that your mind is evolving beyond the herd. The more you embrace this path, the stronger and freer you become. And the more fear you will inspire not by violence, but by the sheer clarity and firmness of your being. This is the essence of building a powerful mind. To endure the solitude, to confront the herd, and to navigate the tension between your own values and societal pressure is the foundation of Nietzsche's philosophy. The world will attempt to contain you, to diminish your resolve, and to draw you back into mediocrity. But each act of resistance, each moment of self-possession, strengthens you. It is in this ongoing struggle that the mind becomes unbreakable and the individual truly free. Having reached this stage, you now understand the ultimate reward of building an unbreakable mind, freedom tempered by responsibility. Nietzsche's vision is clear: true mental strength is forged through struggle, solitude, and confrontation with both inner chaos and collective mediocrity. You have already learned that the path demands sacrifice. You will lose friends, opportunities, and comforts. You will endure isolation and misunderstanding. People may call you arrogant, distant, or cold. Yet these losses are not failures, they are signs of transformation. The stronger you become, the more your presence challenges others. Your lucidity unsettles them. Your firm stance creates tension. If this video blew your mind, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to explore more insights like this, don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. See you next time.